Grab your sunblock, Wargamers. We are at the beach talking about a hidden gem of a war game. We're talking about the solo war game Nightwatch by Patrick Todoroff. Little bonus episode here. Longtime fans of the channel know we like to go every other day. But I'm going to stick to my schedule of playing one mission out of the Long Hunt from Nightwatch and alternating that with the solo Wargaming campaign. So, little bonus episode here for you. Wanted to pause and take a few minutes to talk about this game, what it does right, what we're doing right, what we've done wrong, and where we're going to go with Nightwatch. Because this is a lot of fun. I want to get through my first kind of bland vanilla campaign so that we can throw together a thematic campaign and really put this racehorse through its paces. First thing we should talk about is what we did wrong. In that last battle, and it's in the description for the video for that one, if we flip to the section on our missions and our enemies that are coming at you, bro, we actually did an adept-style mission. We should have been doing 2 missions at the 2 vermin per portal before we hit this. Now, the next battle is going to be adept. I'm just playing on nightmare mode. That's how cool I am. Both of those missions went very well. They went easy. And part of that is because I rolled some fairly easy missions to complete. The defend or destroy, it's a lot easier to destroy, particularly given in each case. Because I'm using a table that's significantly smaller than the 36 by 36, it's about 30 by 32. That leads to some interesting artifacts. Now Patrick warns us it's going to be a sharp, bloody encounter. And man, was he right. By reducing about 4 to 6 inches on all of the perimeters, what that means is that our minions, our villains spawn, and man, they get stuck in almost immediately. On the other hand, it means our pact members start the game a lot closer to their objectives. So there's a bit of a push-pull there. I think it's a wash in the end. Yeah, you're closer to where you want to be, but the bad guys are also closer to where you don't want them to be. So I'm comfortable playing this with the 30 inches. That speeds up the process of the game. I think it's better. There's not as much maneuver on the edges. You just get stuck in right away. So I'm satisfied with that. Are we doing it wrong? Whatever. On the other side of the token, I've been playing this game on nightmare mode because I haven't been using a lot of their abilities. I've leveled up all 4 of my heroes here. Don Cossack, in addition to the charge, which I haven't used. When you charge into combat, you get a free 2D attack. Oh, that's pretty nice, once per game. And now, because he's bumped up to adept, he's got cleave. So once per game, he gets a +1 on his 2-hit roll. He's hitting on a toughness number of 3. And the dodge defend roll is a -3. That's an auto kill on vermin. Vermin roll a D6. They can't roll a 7. That's a pretty good bet you're going to knock out a horde, too. So I love that. I got to make sure I'm using that. I don't think I took a lot of hits, but he's at +1 to his front arc. He's defending. He rolls 2 dice for his defense dice. That's huge. So we're definitely going to have to start using that now that we're going to be seeing a lot more hordes and maybe even a terror or 2. Little better with Sapper Joanna, her alchemy. We used our get out of melee free card a couple of times. And we did use our shield spell for Graham Bavan a couple of times. So looking good there. One of the things to be aware of. Let's run some numbers real quick. Okay, you've got 6 missions. Generally. Before you hit that quarry. 2 is an adept. 2 is an initiate. 2 is a, what is it? Novice. 2 is an adept. 2 is an initiate. You got 6. Now, let's think about this. If you're running all 7 turns through 6 games, that's 42 turns. You get 42 actions. Maybe if we call... That's if you're including the free moves, right? Your free move plus your D6, D8, D10. In any given game, you got 7 turns, you got 4 actions, that's 28 actions. If we run 6 games, now you're looking at 120 plus 640. You're looking at about 160 actions. Let's assume you don't go the full distance. You don't go to full 7 turns on all 6 of those games. Let's just call it a nice round 150 actions. You with me? You got 150 actions. Some of these vows, man, if you've got to take 10 actions, who has that vow? Pray for the fallen. Don Cossack here has to take 10 prayer actions. He kills a horde man, and then he prays for his soul. Out of that 150, 10 of them. So that's what, about 8% of the game, of the campaign? He's praying. And that assumes even that he succeeds. If he fails on, if half of those take 2 attempts, that's 15 out of his 150 actions. 10% of the game, Don Cossack is not working towards the objective. He's just looking to fulfill his, oh, wait a minute, 10%. He's tithing to the good God 10% of his actions. Very biblical. Well, Patrick, man, there's some, you are tapping into the DNA of the universe here, aren't you? I didn't think about that until just now. That's some powerful stuff, man. That is some powerful psyop going there. You need to donate 10%. And I wonder if in an average campaign you're likely to make about 600. We could run the numbers. If it's 600 silver that you're going to make, Gordo Smith's 60 silver he has to donate to the church, he's tithing his 10%. But it makes sense, because if you do that, if you dedicate 10%, if you give to the Lord that 10%, then you're going to have a much easier go of things, either in this world or the next. So in my initial introduction, when I said I would have preferred that this took a less agnostic approach, that it actually adhered to the universe in which we live, it would have been more powerful. Maybe Patrick is smarter than I gave him credit for. Well, I'm sure as heck giving him credit now, because this is a heck of a system and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I hope you're enjoying the videos as well. It runs smooth, man. 30-minute games. Whoo, that's the sweet spot for what we're watching here. One thing to talk about is that it maybe feels a little rushed at this point. We're playing just a vanilla campaign, and we start off each episode by rolling for the mission. I may go ahead and, moving forward, the last thing that you should do when you complete a mission and you've done your level up and you've looted the bodies for pocket change and you've gone to the Mercado and you've bought your potions and your tokens and your granados and you've done your spell slots, the last thing that we should do is roll up the next encounter. Because if you do that, that's going to give me a few days to kind of mull over what that means. Hey, we just completed a search for something, then we brought it back to the blasphemous altar. Well, it would be nice to know what the next mission is so that we can start off the next mission with a much clearer picture of what the story is. The dice still drive it, but sometimes it takes a little more time than others to read the oracular power of those dice. So we may go ahead and do that depending on time constraints, as always. We're done. Let's see what we're doing next time. That'll also give you an opportunity to kind of plan out your miniatures a little bit better, too. We've got a pretty strong gamut, and in case you hadn't noticed, we're going to go... Actually, you haven't, because I don't think we've seen much of them yet. We're going to... No, you have. You've seen the vermin are basic vermin. We've used the lizard men for our hordes. I think our terrors, we're going to do something interesting with those, too. We're going to go with the scaly. We're going to go with the amphibian, since they're hunting the crimson worm. And as we move forward, we're going to kind of stick with that. I don't think the scalies get enough love. It seems like a lot of these solo games that I've seen on the used tubes is... Hey, you went to a village, and the village was empty, and I wondered what... Oh, look at zombies. That's a little played out by now. I like the fact that, yeah, we're now, again, it's, I'm guilty of that myself. We're using giant rats. Oh, the innkeeper wants you to go into the cellar to kill giant. It's a classic. Yeah, wizard has hired you to go into the basement. It's a trope. It's fine. We're going to go a little different. Really want to break out from that mold and maybe do like a desert campaign next. And the other thing I'm thinking about doing, I don't know how well it will work with this game. We may go with a full stunty blades. How cool would that be if we said, look, I ain't using no spells at all. Those spells are powerful stuff. I'm not going to use them. I'm going full blades. I'm going full melee. What does that mean? Oh, well, I mean, they do have scrolls, but maybe even we take a vow of we ain't using that blasphemous magic. Let's see how we do. And maybe we go into the desert and fight the classic Tomb King style campaign. So there's a lot of possibilities here. I'm having so much fun. I hate to overpromise, but I think that may be what our next Nightwatch long hunt may be. If the Brotherhood of the first campaign winds up getting slaughtered by terrors when they make their appearance, then oopsie doopsie, we'll move on. We'll learn from our mistakes and move on. And in the meantime, that's pretty much all I got for you. Just a quick overview of how elegant this is and what we're looking at moving forward. And if you decide to play Nightwatch, what to think about, choose your burdens carefully. And, just kind of enjoy those first couple of games, because I think things are going to start getting really, well, not hairy because we're doing a scaly campaign, but I think they're going to get really slimy and really sticky moving forward. So look for that in, not tomorrow, because tomorrow will be solo Wargame campaign, but look for it in 3 days. Thanks for listening to my little rambling Nightwatch summary. I'm a little surprised. Oh, I'm not done yet, because I want to say I'm a little surprised there wasn't more chatter about this online. I'm not seeing a lot. There's not a lot of videos. There's not a lot on the usual forums. It's a great game. If you're not reading about it, it's not because the game did anything wrong. It's because the hobby has let the game down. We're doing our best here, both at the warinthebox.blogspot.com, to talk about it a little more, and chatting a little bit more on the forums, and of course here on the YouTubes. So well worth your attention. Highly recommend it. Thank you, Justo Perez, for recommending this to me, because this is a solid win at $20. I can tell I'm going to get years of enjoyment out of this, and I'm going to drag you along for the ride. Remember, guys, I'm praying for you.